Hey guys, here's Louie. Well guys, since the firewall on Lady Bird is done, this video will show you how to restore your heater box. I always, once I hit this point on the build, I think about the firewall and what's gonna go on, what could go on now to make life easier later on. So in this box here, I have an installation kit that was bought for Lady Bird for the inner of the firewall, for it can have some installation, and it is not going to be the original installation that is used. Okay, as for me, I never used the original installation. If I put anything behind the firewall, it was something that would be very similar to what I'm going to show you guys as in this box. That same installation gives you insulation. It also acts as a sound deadener, and I'm going to be making a video when I'm going to put it in the floor, on top of the floor, I should say. So it could be a noise, road noise barrier, okay? And get some insulation to keep the heat down. So, right here on the table, I have some original heater box parts from L&L Pontiac inventory. All right, you guys know the story behind L&L Pontiac is a nickname that Jonathan from Vinyl Village Garage gave me because he found out when he came here to Pennsylvania to play cars with me that I am a holder with these parts. So on the table, I have a lot of heater component parts here for the heater box, and I have some here on the floor of the garage. So the owner of Lady Bird had just this one right here, okay? And the one in the back, I am 100% sure it's a 1968 heater box. Number one, not just because it came out of my 68 Firebird that you guys saw me restore on the channel, the white one with the red HO stripes, red interior, which hopefully I'll be finishing that car soon. That heater box is 68, which is the one behind this one. It's in really rough condition. I mean, I could fix it up. I'll probably fix it up in the future, but I know it's 100% a 68. And I'm going to show you guys the difference right here on this video. This one that the owner brought for Lady Bird is a 67. This one from my collection is a 67. Funny story is, I bought this off a guy here in Pennsylvania that has a 67 Firebird, and he doesn't use the heat system, so he deleted everything and he sold it to me. And this part right here is a very special part, very special ducking for 67 Firebird only. And I'm pretty confident when I'm saying only. Now, when you check out even a original manual to these cars, which I do have it, and 68, it shows for 1968 that an AC car will have this. If anybody ever seen one on an AC car, please let me know in the comments, because I never seen it. Guys will ask me on first generation Firebird forums on Facebook, and they are missing it too, and they show a big diagram, and I tell them the only time I seen this is in 1967 non-AC cars. And let me tell you something, not to scare the socks off you guys, if you guys are wearing socks, this little ducking right here will cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, I have a couple, maybe 2 or 3 left. One thing about me, I trade. If I need a part, I'll trade with somebody. You know, one hand washes the other. I do not sell parts because I need them for the bills. If you guys see me throughout the years, I'm almost building a car once a year. and it have bit me in the butt to sell parts in the past, and then when I need it, I gotta go hunting for them. Okay, and that same token, I also give a lot of appreciation for people that send me parts, and the only thing they ask for me is to continue sharing the knowledge for them to learn also. And one of them recently gave me a beautiful hood hood latch assembly, and that's Jim and Kelly at JK Next Garage. Go check out their channel. Beautiful people. They send it to me and they told me it's a late Christmas gift, but guess what? It's never late for Christmas and never too early. So thank you guys, Jim and Kelly at Next K Garage, JK Next Garage, which they building a 67 Firebird. So yes, I already seen this in 67. All right. Video could be long sometimes because I want to school you guys the right way and also teach you guys for those that are really going to get into the hobby and into the history too. So in 68 they didn't use this, like I said, okay, and you see this little round part, you can see that it comes out. All right, that's for this to mate in here and give the driver heat on his feet. And in 68 right here is nice and smooth. It doesn't have the hump because it wasn't used in 68, only 67 and 67 Camaro, that is. So it's pretty unique to have that little ducking there for your toes to keep warm. You know, remember these cars was driven in the nasty weather and every day was an everyday car back in the day. Now moving forward, this heater control unit also came with Lady Bird. It's in rough shape. I'm going to see what I could use from it. I probably use the unit itself and put a switch because somebody stole the switch from it. The cables are seized. They won't move at all. My best advice for you guys that have original cables and I have used it on these cables for the heater control unit. And I have used it even for shifter cables that are original on cars that I'm either parting out or restoring and I have to take them apart. I will take them off. Okay. I put a nail on the wall, hang it, and drip. I'll make myself in a little drip bottle that you could squeeze transmission fluid and acetone, a 50-50 mix. So if your bottle is 8 ounces, you put 4 ounces of transmission fluid and 4 ounces of acetone. Give it a little shake and squirt it little by little. And trust me, it works. It will free them up. Now, you got to have patience. You got to drip it, okay, maybe twice a day. And by the 3rd day, start playing with the cable and she will let go. All right. So some things I have to do to this heater control unit to make it workable. Okay. Also, you guys saw me. I did a simple video of how to test your blower motor. This is the blower motor is going to be put on the car. I'm going to clean everything when I'm ready to install it, before I install it, and paint it. These are your screws. Okay, there goes the part number. He got this from Ames. And it's the screws to mount the blower motor to the heater cover. This is your heater box. That's your heater cover. And really interesting for the people that don't know. Okay. This heater cover here. This heater cover here has a little, if you want to call it like a nipple, okay, sticking out here and sticking out right there, okay. I don't know if you guys can see that, but trust me, it's there. 1, 2, and that is for you to have the proper location of putting it through one of these holes. All right, there you go. And if you can see, the nipple filled in right there, boom, and one there. All right, so now she's in her proper locations and the screws will go here. Okay, and he ordered the screws, so those are the screws that I'll be using. Here will go your positive lead from the wiring harness. I'll get that towards the end of the video. Now, if you don't have something that looks like the originals looked just like that, You could get something from the hardware store. The only thing is that 9 out of 10, it might not have the hex head smooth. It might have it like for you to put a flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to be honest with you. Once this is in the car, you won't see this. The fender will be covering it. Okay. Let's move along. Now, these clips here, these clips that you see right here, 1 and 2, they are original. For guys that know the original cars, they was painted that baby blue color. All right, I just contacted the owner. He did order new ones. If they get here on time, I use those. If they don't, I'll give him the original ones. I see which one comes first. But these are the original ones. Baby blue is the original color. If you really don't care about painting it the original color, you could paint it black. But original color is baby blue. All right. And you can see it right here. That's what holds your heater core in. Okay. Look at the heater core, how it goes in the box on this original messed up looking one. And the heater core gets held with this. All right. Back in the day, if you're missing those clips, look what people used to do. So somebody put like a wire as a cross to hold it in there. So you will put this one like that. Okay. And this one will be holding it like this. All right. As the video goes on, you'll see everything getting mounted. Also, they take this kind of screws right there to hold this one in place. This one, I'm missing a screw. I'll match up this one with either a box of screws that I have, or I'll go to the hardware store and match it. This is the heater, the blower motor resistors, excuse me, and the original mounting screws. The insulation, this is just like a piece of cardboard, okay? Keeping it from not touching, because if they touch, of course, it'll get messed up. It'll blow your fuse. But this is the blower motor resistor. Okay, and that gets mounted right here. I'm also waiting for it. You guys won't have to wait for it. I'll be just going the video straight through. But it gets mounted here. Here are your pull cables. All right, don't worry. I will share measurements and everything and where they go, because I know it could be confusing if you got a project, if you received a project or bought a project that was all already disassembled all in parts, and you have to put it back together. Now, the heater box, these are the studs that are going to come through the firewall, okay? And these are your speed nuts. That's the original name to these speed nuts. Well, the heads of the speed nuts is 7/16, okay? So you're going to use a 7/16 wrench. The thread pitch is 1/4-20. Believe me when I tell you, when I'm building cars, I'm a real stiff for threading. If it's not, if I don't chase the threads, I don't think I'm doing a good job. I feel bad, and I have a conscience, so I like to do things good. And I'm doing this car like if it was my own car. I think that's what makes you to have a good name out there, and also shows that you have respect for other people's things. So I like to just thread it, and believe me, once you're finished cleaning those threads, chasing the threads, your life becomes easier. The owner life becomes easier, because everything will just fit by hand first. Then you could use the tool to crank down on it. All right. So it's a lot of things to do to restore something, make something look pretty again and functional. Over here, I also have an installation kit. There goes the part number right there. The installation kit 67 to 69 Firebird heater box seal kit, non-AC. There's 5 pieces here. Well, guys, let me get everything started. Let's get the ball rolling, and let's see how this baby gets put back together. All right, guys, so I'm using this heater box here, and this is the heater box that the owner of Lady Bird brought to me with the car. All right, and I explained before that if it has this hump here, it's really a 1967. And before I started scraping, somewhere here had like with a choke mark 67 Camaro. So we know that this came out of a Camaro because whoever I guess had it originally described it and marked the Camaro 67, and I know that hump is definitely a 67. Okay, it's gonna work for a 68, no doubt about that. It's just that it's really unique because you could have used this for a 67 Firebird or even Camaro. Anyway, simple tip here, I use a scraper. This scraper is pretty thick and is really old, and I use it to scrape all the old sealant. Okay, this has some old, grimy, very tough, very nasty sealant. These heater box are extremely nasty to clean because the mice will make a rat's nest in it, and it will smell like urine. It'll be disgusting. So this one don't happen to smell, but yes, it did have like a you could tell it was like a mice nest inside. So I'm gonna keep on cleaning it, keep on scraping it. I don't have to film me scraping it. Once I finish doing that, I'm gonna blow some air, clean it out, and I'll start sanding here the outside. I'm gonna start like a 180 grit sandpaper and see how smooth I could possibly get it, and then I'll prime it and bring you guys right back. All right, guys, so everything has been cleaned and painted. There's the heater box, heater cover, my seal kit. I will be showing you guys that. The blower motor, nice and painted. Happens to be an original blower motor. Here are the resistor for the heater box. There goes your part number right there. What else? The heater box speed nuts, brand new. They came in, so I don't have to use my original ones. I'll keep my original ones. Here are the screws and part number. It's from Ames. All right, and before I do the heater box, I'm not gonna show step by step, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm using. So this installation here was bought on eBay, I believe, from the owner of Ladybird. And this is the installation padding. This side with the clear, you peel it off and it's very sticky. That's the side that if you're gonna glue something, is gonna go on the side with the glue. The aluminum side will be facing you. So I'm gonna go and be installing it under the dash here on Ladybird. Underneath where the firewall is at is gonna go, and I'm gonna try to go all the way up to here inside. We shall see how that turns out. I'll bring you guys back when it's installed. Well, guys, here we have the heater box, and here are the seals. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you the truth about this. They are a pain in the butt to install. Okay, so some of them you're not going to use because this is like, some of them is like for Camaro application, but as for Firebird application, you will. And let me explain something here. To get to this door, you basically will have to rip the whole box apart. Drill out every spot weld, take it apart, put your seals, and put everything back and weld it. I ain't doing that. What I am going to do is, the easiest thing to do for this door, okay? For this door, first you take your pictures to make sure the angle of this arm here, okay? or mark it with tape. Okay, I am going to drill that little round dot you see there. I'm going to drill it because I know that's weld holding that, and then I'm gonna strike the rod down so she could come out. The door gets loose. I'll take the door out, put my seals, put everything back, and spot weld it here. Then you have another flap door here. Okay, here you go, up, down, up, down. And to get to that one, you will also have to take apart the heater box, which I don't want to do. And as for this one, it's not that terrible because you just need to strike here and this rod will come shooting out. Okay, so let me get my tools, my drill, my bit, my hammer, and let's get busy. Well guys, I put a piece of tape and I made an arrow that I know she has to be lined up just like that when I'm gonna put her back. I have a 1/8 inch drill bit on my drill. Let's get busy. Right guys, I put a piece of tape here just to make sure she'll line up back when I'm about to put back the arm and spot weld it. I'm going to drill it out now. I have 1/8 inch drill bit. She's getting there. Go. Ain't take much to drill it out. Okay, the spot right there. And when I'm gonna put it back, I'll put it back and just give it a little tack and she'll hold. So there goes one. I'm gonna strike this pin out. The door should be able to come out after that. Alright guys, I want you to get a good understanding of what I'm doing here. It's not that easy because this pin never came out and this is 50 plus years old heater box. As you could tell, now she's flush, so she did go down some. I have this pin here. Alright, I told you I bought this in a set from Harbor Freight. I think I used it when I did the install for the dipstick. And as you can see right there, let me see this thing will focus for me. Come on now. Come on now, buddy. Focus. I guess not. But it is 1/8 anyway. 1/8 thick. And I spray some PB blaster. Okay. And I'm just hitting it. And that's what you're gonna have to keep doing little by little, until you see that the pin is gonna come driving out through here. All right, and if it will help also, I do give you, I advise you to use a little PB blaster on this side also, and just let it sit. Let it sit there. Let it soak. Okay. Let it soak in there. You could even get the hinges on the inside. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, and just let it soak. Come back in another 10 minutes or so and repeat this process. All right, guys. So I knocked out the pin from the bottom. Okay. And this what came out. So it's a short pin. This did not break. Okay. It's a short pin to hold the bottom of the door, and one to hold on the top of the door. And just to show you, I have the door here loose. She's all loose. Okay, I can move her around in the box, but there is no way I could fish this door out of here. I tried, believe me, I tried. There ain't no way I could possibly turn this door and get her out of here. So it looks like what I'm gonna have to do is cut through the spot wells, through the metal of the heater box. And once I cut through the spot wells on this side, pry it open and get her out this way. As for this flapper door here, if you can see it, there you go. She moves up and down. This one, you can knock out. There goes the pin. Okay, you can knock out the pin, take this out, take out the door, and this door should have no problem coming out this way. But to take out that one, to be honest, and be able to use your seal kit, you're gonna have to do what I'm gonna do. So let me locate the spot wells and bust them out. All right, guys. So with a 1/8 drill bit, I first located my spot wells, and I used a silver marker just to put a dot on them. And over here I busted 3. They very small, really tiny. And over here I busted 2. On this side there was none at all from factory, none. And I use a thick scraper. So for you guys out there, either you're gonna use a thick scraper or a seam buster. I happen to have both tools, but I use this thick scraper. It's an old Craftsman that I have, and I just pried it as I was busting the spot wells. I just pried it little by little, and I mean, I can see I don't know if you guys can see my fingers moving right there. Let me see. There you go. So I should be able to fish the door out through here. All right, guys. So this is what I had to do to be able to access the inner doors. Okay, here there ain't no spot wells from factory, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I popped out, 6 and 7, 8, and these I was going to drill them out, okay, but I didn't have to, because once I bend it a little bit up, that's more than enough for me to do what I have to do in here. All right, and this is the door I took out. Now, as you can see, I will be able to take it out of there. Okay. Also this one. So this 1, 2, and 3. And I'll clean it up and paint it in there also while I'm here. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. This is what you need to do if you really want to remove all the doors to put your proper seal kits on. There ain't no way that I could have done it without opening the heater box. Let me take everything out, put it on the bench, clean it, and seal it up. And I'll put you guys on once I'm there. Okay, guys. So for this flapper door here that seals this opening, depending which cable you pull, you're just going to hit it here. She's going to pop out a little bit. Okay, for you to be able to pop out that whole shaft, all right, where she swings on those hinges, you will have to soak it with PB Blaster and whatever else you could use, and hit the whole sliding pin. Believe me, she's 50 plus something years in there and she ain't moving. But I have enough space here to do what I need to do. This how it was originally from factory. Okay, was installed with these staples, and this one happens to have 1, 2, 3 staples holding it. I'm gonna see my best if I could take out the staples, maybe even reuse it. If not, I have a plan. And that seal is right here. You will put it to right there and bend the rest over, and she will have a new seal. Then moving on to the door in the middle, she goes over here. Let me fix this up here. Okay, that shaft goes here. She goes here in the middle and over this way. As you can see, the mice got to this one and she's long gone. But here's a seal to this one. Okay. And she also has a little lock mechanism there, which is this little piece right here. Okay. You can see it. She goes through here and hooks to the very top. Okay. Once you slide this off, you could take this off, the heater box. I'm going to clean this, paint it, and also put the proper seal on. All right. And now we are here to the bigger door. This is the biggest door on your heater box. Okay. And she's gonna go slide. I'm gonna slide her back in here so she could fall right there. Okay. And this one needs to be sealed right here on that edge. So I'm gonna glue it on. She's gonna get glued on, and I'm gonna use some contact cement. Okay. This one did not take no staples from factory, so they just glued it on also. And that's what Louie's gonna be doing. Let me set myself up, take out these staples, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, so here I have the flapper door that goes in the middle. I also painted the interior of the heater box, the inner part. So this side will be facing the inside of the heater box, and this will be facing the outside, which you'll be able to see if you don't have your heater core in the middle, in the way there. And what I did was I took a wire brush and I hit it, then I cleaned it with some carburetor cleaner. I'm going to use some contact cement here. But this is what I did, okay? It's an idea I'm playing with. I don't want to use contact cement for the ones that are in here. Okay, that flapper door there. Let me put that flapper door right there. And also the inner one is painting, so I'm hanging it up right now. It's wet paint on it. I would like to use the staples. Excuse the noise upstairs. I'm getting 2 bathrooms done upstairs. Excuse the noise, sorry. So these are the original staples, and what I did was I straightened one out, got a paper clip, okay, and just started cutting it away to the length. So I'm going to be bending the paper clip to the shape of the original staples, and that's what I plan to use. Let's see how it works out. But here originally did not take no staples, so I'm just gonna use contact cement. And look at where the seal was. The seal was not all the way here, okay? Originally she was about here, okay? And that is for when it flops, it has a little bit left outside of it for it to seal, okay? Now originally these heater box also have a seal here that is just this size. You will have this hole exposed and this hole exposed, so it'll be from here down to here. Remember, exposing that hole and this hole right here. The kit did not come with it. I'm going to use a sound deadener material that the owner of Lady Bird bought. to seal the floor on top, keeping the heat down of the exhaust, and also deleting some of the road noise as you drive the car. But like I always have said, if you have loud exhaust or some nice headers on your car, you don't need a sound deadener, because you won't be able to hear nothing going on in the road. You barely will be hearing your stereo. But anyway, I'm going to use that material. I'll share that with you guys. Let's get this going, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm able to put back the staples. So this is regular contact cement. Okay, it's pretty old. I had this for a long time. I did my 69 Firebird headliner with some materials and this stuff. I did not use the traditional headliner stuff. So you just brush this on, and trust me, when this dries, it's strong. And it stinks like hell too. Really strong stuff. I have the garage doors open, so there's a lot of air moving around the garage, or else I'll get a free high over here with this stuff. Now I will let this sit for at least 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, and then when it's tacky, I'll place this seal. Alright guys, so what I did was, this is the original one that was here, and when I had this one in my hand, I bent it, put it behind, stuck the staples that I made into paper clips that I made into staples through, so I could have the same measurement and the same flap bending over. So once I put this like that, it should be bent over. Okay, now I might be there in your way, and I apologize, but let's see how this is gonna go. So I already have a hole that I started. There you go. Let's see if I can get the other one. Yep. Bam. Now what I'll do is I'll get my pliers and bend the staple over. Let's see if I can do it with my hands first. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Not too bad. The paper clip idea worked nice. I just crank down on that. There you go. Now we'll look for my next stapler right there. And right there. Beautiful. All right, bend that over. Bend the next one over. There you go. Right, there she goes. And now we'll move to the one in the middle from that side. All right guys, so she's nice and installed, and look, nice and quiet because she has that new foam. Okay, you guys can see that. So now I'm going to be moving. This one is still getting dried. The one that I did with a contact cement, it's already nice and sticky. It's gluing nice. And where is the other door? It's somewhere here. Oh, that's right, I have it painted. Give me a second. Okay, cleaned this one, painted it. So what you guys see on the door that I have like this little bended tab, okay, that's where you're going to put your foam, right, just like that. Okay, writing on the tab. Okay, there you go, just like that. And I'm going to use the same method of the staples, And I'm gonna also use some contact cement. I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, there goes the middle door, goes right here, hooked up. And I used the paper clips as staples. Okay, and when I put everything down here and I fold down the legs, I just put the pliers like that and I whacked it with the rubber mallet, and she does a pretty good job. Trust me, this seal's not going anywhere. So that will be for the middle door. I did this door, that door, the middle door, and this door here, which I already did the contact cement. She feels nice. And like I said, just the outside area gets a piece that they do not sell on the kit. And I could do that a little later, so I'm going to install everything back in now. Right, guys, I sneaked the door in through here. Okay, you got to really position her good, and also get a rubber mallet and just tap her in. Once she slides in, she slides down pretty nice. You got to line up the hinge down here on this side so you can put back the pin for the hinge. I will do that. Then you just hit it in. Okay, and that's for the top side. I have to weld it back to the little arm. Okay, remember the little arm that I took on the beginning of the video? And I put my arrow there because I know she needs to line up just like that. Okay, so let me get that done and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, so she went nice and in the shaft. Okay, and this is what I use. I told you, get these hole punch from Howard's Freight. They work excellent. I drove this one in with a hammer. Okay, just hit it, and she slide right up. Put back this pin that I showed you guys I took out from the bottom, and this is your top pin right there. So I know I have to put this back like this. Okay, and weld it here to this little arm. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna go and do once I have everything installed. And here goes the middle door right here. Okay, she flips just like this, and she gets caught on to right there, exposed out. So you need to have her all the way down just like that. Okay, and when I push this back and weld on it, there you go. That's the way she's gonna be. So I am happily to say I'm going to be putting this 2-fish can back together now and welding it shut. All the seals are in. Like I said, the only one that is missing from the kit is this one. I'll come up with something. And this one here supposed to go for the outside area, and she's a little short, so what I'm going to do is just cut it in the middle and put it on the side for the heater cord to have some padding to go on, and it also helps us seal it that all the heat will go into the car. I'll bring you guys back. Let me clamp this down and start welding this back together. All right, guys, so here goes the heater box, all welded back together. I also sprayed it because I scuffed it here and there after I found out that I have to take this mess out and separate this layer before I could put all the seals. So I welded my tab here. Okay, and in this position, she's all the way open, the door in here. And at this position, all the way over here, she is closed. And she doesn't make noise because she has a seal. She's nice and closed and sealed up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me place you right here. Maybe you could see it. There you go. So she's open, closed. So that's welded back. This sheet metal is welded back. The center door, open and close. Nice and quiet also, because she has brand new seals. Also this door. Okay. Now this one has a piece of metal that rubs back and forth, so it's supposed to make that noise. Even from factory they made that noise, but everything is sealed. So the middle sealed here, I had to cut and kind of spread it apart. I use the same contact cement to glue it on. And the reason I had to do that because she was way too small. There's no way she would have been covering everything. And I find it that is okay like this. I wish they'll make it the right way, but they didn't. As like I said, this, you could just take something that is the same material as this. Okay, some kind of foam, and seal this door. This door only gets sealed right here. Does not get sealed past here or past there. No, it just gets sealed right in there. All right, here is the heater resistor. Okay, well, I put the heater resistor on. So like I was saying, the heater resistor was ordered brand new. Okay, and she goes in right here. Okay, 2 sheet metal screws holds it down. And I also was able to get the heater core. Brand spanking new heater core. Okay, so remember, this is for non-AC cars. AC cars, it will look different. The heater box would have looked different. All right, and this puppy goes in right here. Okay, and also this goes right in here. Okay, this will go all the way over here. All right, I'm just showing you guys as I go on. And then I don't have the screws. I need to look for the screws, but they are sheet metal screws. Okay, and this one will be holding the heater core right here. Okay, she'll clip on and she'll give it some force here to the heater core. 2 sheet metal screws here, and this one goes for the other side. This is the way it looks. Okay, and this one, there ain't no screws, and you just slide it in here so it could hold the heater core and it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, I would like to find the sheet metal screws if I could put this down, and also put my rubber grommet here, and then I'm going to install her back in the car so I could route the heater hose. Well guys, there you go. Heater box fully restored. Okay, I did put the bolts on. They right there. I put the clip on. That's to hold sturdy the heater core. It doesn't go anywhere bouncing around. And also I put the resistor on. Okay, so from here now we are gonna go and install it in the car. All right guys, I got the heater box on now, coming through the firewall. Then I'm gonna put my heater cover, then I route the hoses. Okay, let me go get my heater cover. I'll bring you guys back. All right guys, so I have the heater box installed, also the heater cover, and I just want to let you guys know something. If you're getting stressed out of how to put the heater core through the firewall, well, it's not a difficult thing to do, but if you don't have an original one of these, this is the part that I showed you that goes through the heater core tubes there. Okay, to have some cushion there and she doesn't smack the firewall. Well, they make the new ones too high. So you need to cut this. And when I mean to cut it, you need to make it as flat as this. So you need to cut all this out. If you don't cut it out, you're going to have problems, okay? I ran into that problem when I was bringing it out. And I said, you know what? Let me take this off and see if it fits. And I also have the insulation that I put on the firewall. So mine was extra thick. If you see that aluminum insulation there at the bottom at the pedals, well, I need it because that gives it enough protection from rattling. I didn't get to use that insert part, this right here. So, like I said, if you're going to use this, you need to cut this off nice and level, or it's going to fight you and you're not going to be able to push it through the firewall. Now for the heater holes, here it goes. Okay, here's the package. This was bought from the owner of Ladybird, for Ladybird. His name is Scott. He's a hell of a guy. Nice guy. I'm happy to be working for him because he doesn't give me no headaches. And he totally understands that I am busy and life just gets in the way. But he tells me, don't rush the car, take your time. And that's what I'm doing, taking my time, because I want to keep on doing the quality of work. But that's what you're going to need. That's the measurement. Okay, that's the part number. And I have it here. And he also bought the correct clamps, which I am going to be installing. So let me get this installed for you can know the routine. And the routine is from this outer port of the timing cover, okay? This top little port here, you're going to put your hose through your hose bracket right here, heater hose bracket, to the top one. And the bottom one goes to this nipple right behind here on the cylinder head. Let me route that, bring you guys up once I finish routing it, and I'll be ready to close on this video. And well guys, there you have it, the original clamps, just like GM did back in the 60s. Heater hose connected to the heater core, okay, and the heater core connected to the cylinder head. I restored the heater box cover and also the heater box. Believe me, Ladybird here is looking absolutely awesome. My opinion, very clean car. And the more I do to her, the more the car is looking different. Well, next thing for Ladybird will be sanding the dashboard, prepping it, getting ready to paint, okay? And that's why it was so crucial for me to put that heater box back on. I did a rust repair on that A-pillar going down. I took off that door. And after the dash, I'm going to be lining up the panels here, okay? Door gaps, and from the door gaps I'll move forward to the front sheet metal, which is your fenders and the lower valance and all that stuff. And I'm going to be showing how I'm going to make Camaro fenders and inner fenders work for a first gen Firebird. Well guys, here's Louis. Like I always say, keep your hands dirty and your project will move forward. Take care now. Bye bye.